So we went to an estate sale that was out in the middle of nowhere. But when you drove down like a mile down this road, there was this weird little community of like, I want to say giant houses. It's not a weird little community. It's a weird small community of giant houses. So sometimes when I find estate sales like this, I know the house is going to be fun to walk through because it's going to be a house that I'll never own in my entire life. But there's never anything in them except for like maybe one or two things. The larger the house is, it seems the less stuff people have. When we go to small kind of rundown houses that have been around for a while, the place will be filled with things I love. But giant, completely well-off people houses, I don't know any better way to put that, they always seem to have so much room but very little stuff. This place confused me, and I'll tell you why. While it was a big giant house, you walk through it and there's just, you know, here's an upstairs, here's a downstairs, here's the left, right. Like any house you walk into, there's a lot of directions to take, but this one had just rooms upon rooms filled with closets upon closets. And I want to say, at the very least, 3 jacuzzis inside the house. Each one of these rooms, as I walked through them, they were sort of barren. There was nothing there. Furniture had already been taken out. It was the last day of the sale, so some of the stuff had been sold already. And then I go through the main level, and that's when I see things that are from like the 1950s. A lot of 1950s, 1940s comic strip stuff. One of them being this Popeye slash Blondie slash Dick Tracy slash just basically a whole concoction of different Sunday newspaper comic strip type characters. This is a 1954 issue of our local paper here, but it's the Sunday edition, so it's the Sunday comic section. I mean, I don't know necessarily if it's worth anything, but it's really cool, and rarely do I see ones in this good of a condition. And then I don't really want to open the whole thing up and accidentally rip it just for the video, but on the back, we have one here called Out Our Way. And then underneath that is one called Our Boarding House. And below that, disguised as a comic, is an advertisement for Fab fabric softener. I guess it's not fabric softener, it's detergent, but since it said Fab, I instantly went to fabric softener. Another one being this old 1940s Disney picture puzzle. And I've done one of these ones before because I remember on the cover realizing that this isn't what the puzzle is, which is usually what puzzles do. So you can go like, oh, here's the puzzle you do. No, the puzzle is this little square on the left here. And then they have this design on top going, here's Donald and Mickey doing the puzzle that you're going to create. And here's a tiny little picture of it here for you to go by for reference. Here was something I found called Blondie's Comic Construction Kit. And the characters, this shows how old this toy is. The characters have little tiny nails in them, actual like spiked nails. I keep dropping pieces of this. Actual nails that go into these cork boards so you can arrange your own comic strip on this piece of wood here. You just poke those super sharp metal nails into here. Oh wait, you don't have to poke them because it comes with a hammer. This is some bonkers toy. Here's one that I haven't seen before. It's called Cubby Bear, and it is a standout book. Now, it's a standout book because on top of it, they cut out like another book cover of the picture of the book cover and then glued it to the top of the book so it stands out like that. There was a whole slew of Big Little books, which I always want to call them little big books, but they're Big Little books. I think now I'm starting to question that. Yeah, Big Little books. Cowboy themed stuff, or stuff with horses, or Western-y type stuff. So I just got these 2 from the Big Little book series. Found a record of the best of W.C. Fields. I'm not sure if it's like him live or if it's like snippets of him doing different things over the years. Don't know. But it had W.C. Fields, and I was like, that's weird, so I got it. Rummy Royal, which is really just a mat for a card game. It has the rules written on the mat, and then you put the mat on the table, and that's how you play it. And this particular thing seemed out of place in the house, but it is a Burger King Hamtaro prize. So Hamtaro was a animated cartoon probably in the late 90s, I think, or at least that's when I was familiar with it. It's about a group of hamsters that have a fantastic theme song. Seriously, if you ever get the chance, go listen to the Hamtaro theme song. It's fantastic. But for some reason, it has a Frankenstein's monster mask. Maybe it was a Halloween promotion. I think it was. It was sitting in the kitchen with like coffee mugs and stuff. A wooden version of a finger puppet, or at least I think they're called finger puppets. And then downstairs, there was a section that was either a room or living room or a workout room. And then there was a sauna, a wooden sauna. Wanted one. Anyway, so there's that. But as I'm in that room looking at the sauna thinking, well, this is just crazy. I'm just running into all kinds of weird stuff. And I start hearing children screaming in the background. Not screaming, like cheering, like having fun, like playing. Craziest thing that's happened to me at an estate sale yet. There's an entire basketball court, indoor, full-size, Olympic regulation basketball court in this person's house. I didn't see this when we were driving up the driveway to the place. I will say, this is a first for me. I've run into a lot of weird things at a house, but never a basketball court. I always love going to places that are kind of just out in the field, especially on a nice day like today. So that was fun. But a basketball court. Anyway, those are some of the things that I got today.